Hey guys, my name is Ceekae and today I want to show you how to recreate the sound, the saw lead chord basically sound from something like this from the Chainsmokers and Coldplay. And I know that there are a couple of videos out there on YouTube who show how technically very simple it is to recreate the sound by just using a saw wave and a pulse wave. But in my opinion, it isn't right the exact sound. It's very close. But I don't think that it is only like a square wave, a saw wave, and some white noise going on. I'm gonna show you how I would do it and or how I would layer the sounds. But first of all, let me show you this saw square combination. So it would technically sound like this. And of course we can use a cutoff. So it sounds pretty close, definitely. But like I said, actually the reason why I did this video, or why I do this video right now, is because I was just creating some new patches for a new preset pack in Serum, which is probably called Future Pop Volume 1, which is basically the genre the Chainsmokers are in, like future bass, pop oriented, but with some tropical house elements and drums and stuff like this. And I actually was just messing around with some samples in Serum, and I used a saxophone sample, like a recording of a saxophone, and I just tried some stuff out, and suddenly it just came to sound where I thought, okay, this kind of sounds like the Chainsmokers in something like this. And let me show you how this sound would sound in combination with some drumming in the chords. And I think this sound is a lot fuller than, more powerful than only saw and square combination. And basically it is like a saxophone sample with a rendered, or like a wavetable from the saxophone sample, and again the the saw wave. But of course, like saxophones technically are based on pulse wave, but they are more complex. They have different elements, characteristics. So if I show you the movement in the wavetable, so you can see if we just check out this wavetable, and we get some. It's kind of like a a sine wave with some square elements. So it's like, it sounds, if I just deactivate these two oscillators and the noise oscillator, you got like this typical analog, if you choose like for example this analog BD sine wave, it sounds pretty close, but you get this brass square pulse wave sound into it. So it's kind of weird, but it sounds very good, I think. And let me show you a combination of those two. So I let this saxophone kind of sample patch going on, and then I will slowly increase the cutoff of the basic square and saw patch. So I think this is a lot closer to the original, a lot closer to the original sound of something like this. And let me just show you. I will probably release those two patches. Let's just say check the description out. I will put a link down where you can download these two patches for free, I think. So let me just show you. If you don't want to know how these sounds are created, just download those patches and have fun. But if you are interested in how the sound are created, I want to show you very quickly. So the basic saw square sound is like this. So we got this basic AC hum 1 noise going on, nothing special there. It's routed to through the filter, MG lower 18. We got a basic saw, basic square, pulse wave, depending on how you want to say it. Unison to 7, basic envelope going on, some decay, not too much. And those 2 envelopes aren't even used at all. No LFOs, so very basic. One thing that I did, if you just, no, not the wavetable, the detune, you see that those, especially these ones, are not like in the standard, in the typical detune way. And this is because you can use this cool unison mode. If you go to global, you can actually change the mode of how the unison are put in the stereo field. So these are more close to the center, and these are a little bit more spread out. And it's basically the exponential one and the super one. So this is oscillator A, this is oscillator B, and I put a stack on top of the saw. So we get, like, if we close these two, we don't have only 1 octave, we have 2 octaves. And this is because we have this basic octave going on here. And if you're interested in the chords, actually, these are the chords. So it's like G major, A, and B, A, and G again. So it's like going up, going down. So we get already like from G1 to A3. So it's very big range of notes and of octaves actually going on. But on top of this, we have a second stack. So this will pretty much put the 7 unison, but on top of the basic sound already, but with an octave higher. So this is one trick that I used here to actually create even more voices. And in the effects section, we only have like a little bit of chorusing going on to make it a little bit more moving and more like, I don't know, more chorusy. So we get like more separation and a little bit, it's a little bit more interesting. So then delay, basic delay, this is put or mapped to the macro. So this is just 8% of delay and 28% of reverb. Of course, you can use external plugins to create your delay and reverb depending on your track. But this is basically the saw and square wave, not wave, the saw and square or saw and pulse patch. And now let's compare it to the saxophonic. So just listen to this one again. It's, of course, has a lot more high end because of the stack on top. I think this would be the cut-off version if you go in the chorus or like pre-drop section in the track. And let's compare it to the saxophonic one. It has, of course, a lot more attack. And this is actually because I used a little lead trick on it. But let me just show you how it sounds. So the sample itself is C3, so it's just tracked by the pitch and nothing special going on here. It's just pitched an octave higher, so we got C4 instead of C3. So it's basically this low end, not low end, but it's the low mid-range pad kind of thing. And then we got this, let me just show you this basic saw. And this is again like the, I think it's the exponential one with the stack on top. And we got some compression going on. Actually behind the reverb, so we compress the reverb, the tail of the reverb into the sound a little bit. Of course, if you do outside reverb, you can do whatever you like, of course, but if you want to recreate this exact way, you can just compress the reverb FX slot or channel or whatever you want to choose, like an aux track, with the original signal together. And we got a Farman filter here, but this is only for the tone, so it's not working actually right now. This is more like to bring the sound in because it's like a lot thinner. And let's go in, and there we go. Okay, so let me show you now the basic key element of the sound, and this is the saxophone wavetable. Of course, it's like moving a little bit in the wavetable position. I just took the basic amplifying envelope, so that you got like a little bit movement in the sound, and it sounds more organic and real actually. And of course, if I just turn on my keyboard, just let's come on. Oh, I have to select the track. Of course, you have like this kind of saxophone sound to it, but it's not like real. It doesn't sound real, but it has some of the characteristics to it. And this is basically what we will use for the sound. And of course, you can kind of recreate this with like a layer of a sine wave, maybe an frequency modulated sine wave, a square wave, or you can actually modulate the square wave with the analog BD sine wave in Serum. This should work too. Of course, you will get a slightly different sound to it, but this is basically it. So let me show you now how. So there's nothing going on special here. It's just 3 oscillators: the noise oscillator, the oscillator A, and oscillator B, and that's it. And the filters just the basic AMG low 2. So we can actually technically use this one to cut off the sound as well. And nothing special going on here. I didn't even use the chorus. And yeah, I actually used the envelope number 3 to create a short attack to the sound. And this is the lead pitch, the kind of lead trick, using the chorus pitch in very short decay time to create an attack sound. And if I turn this off, compare it like. Get a little bit more attack, but this is what you want if you have like this big like pad, lead, and chord sound combined in one, and you have like drumming going on and all this funny stuff. And let me just show you again how this would sound actually with some compression. There we go. And let's activate the kick and and the claps. So I think this sounds amazing, very cool, and I love the sound of this track. And I think it's pretty close right now. So as I said, if you want just to download those 2 patches, they will be part of a new big future pop pack with, I don't know, 100 sounds or so bass and all this stuff. I can show you actually some cool sounds. Let's take, I think this is pretty cool. Of course, this has nothing to do with the Chainsmoking track, but this is like, let me just, these are chords, but I love this one. And especially this. This is more, or like this one. This is very smooth. I like this a lot. So I did a lot of fun stuff. It's not finished at all, but we got some basic patches going on right now. So let me just show you this little patch again. If you want to recreate this on your own, just basic stuff. Just pause the video and try to recreate it on your own, or just download the patch. And thanks for watching. If you got any questions or issues, just leave a comment down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.